Lock the other way. Help is coming. It's Stamkos. Steven Stamkos put it right out in front for a tip by Kucherov. That was denied by Shesterkin. The puck was there for a moment for Palat. He couldn't put it in. He puts it right on the stick of Kucherov again, and he scores!
The Tampa Bay Lightning get it done. Last night, they beat the New York Rangers to tie the series at 2. Final score of that game, 4-1. This is interesting to see. Your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. My camera's all screwed up, so I'm out of focus. I don't care. I'm just going to put this on YouTube and let the people decide. Some big news yesterday in the National Football League. We will be getting to that. We're also going to preview the gambling portion of the NBA Finals. I've been kind of lazy about the gambling thing, which is my bad. I apologize for all of you degenerates out there. We're going to get into that, of course. Maybe some baseball. Can't decide. Baseball is very important. But is it the most important thing? I kind of don't think so. We're going to find out either way. So we're going to start with football. If you didn't see the news, big news for the Denver Broncos overnight. Huge news for the Denver Broncos overnight. Billionaire heir to the Walmart fortune, Rob Walton, has purchased the Denver Broncos. Statements from the team last night. They came out like 11 p.m., bringing up the team. We've enjoyed getting to know Rob Walton, Kerry Walton Penner, and Greg Penner throughout this process, learning more about their background, blah, 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 blah. They own the Broncos now. We thought that maybe there'd be a good opportunity for a black guy to own them and get some diversity in the league. No. Thought maybe Peyton Manning and John Elway would be involved. No. Rob Walton now becomes the richest estimated professional sports owner in the world, I believe. I think until Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos blew up, Sam Walton would have been the richest person in the world had he been alive by many, many millions of dollars. Let's just Google Rob Walton net worth. $57 billion. That's triple what Paul Allen was worth when he owned the Seahawks. Triple. Rob Walton could legitimately buy the league, I think, right? 4 times 30, not quite. Not quite. He could buy half the league. He could legitimately, if he had that much cash, buy half the league. Holy shit. Well, cool. The Broncos have an owner. And not having an owner is how you allow weird things to happen, like not drafting Josh Allen, John Elway. So you gotta have ownership. Oh, there has to be some sort of direction, otherwise, the kids are just in charge of their play dates. Okay, the other news in the NFL is pretty upsetting, but we're going to read portions of it here today. Jenny Vrentas is a writer for Sports Illustrated. She pitched and sold her story to the New York Times. Good for her. Actual sports reporting, sort of, but she just pitched it to the New York Times, which is annoying, because I don't think the New York Times is as reputable as it once was. They're instead very annoying. So this is what Vrentas reported on Watson. The headline is How the Texans in a Spa Enabled Deshaun Watson's Series of Massages. So the Texans and this spa at a mall, I believe, kind of hid him and knew that he was kind of a creep weirdo, and they were like, yeah, whatever. So we'll just read the tweets, and she's got some screenshots there too. A spa in a strip mall, and the team he played for at the time played roles in enabling this series of massages. And the regular dialogue Hardin, which is a lawyer with of the Watson's accusers, had with prosecutors before the grand jury, demonstrates at least the value of a well-paid and well-connected lawyer. Is Hardin? I don't know. Our review shows the methods Watson used to assure women that he could be trusted. He often said he wanted to support black businesses. On one occasion, he left a woman perplexed when he purchased 30 bottles of her $40 skin cleanser. One woman that Jenny and her colleagues spoke to said Watson begged her for oral sex during their massage. Another woman said he initiated sexual contact in 3 appointments. This is bad. This is really bad. Nobody knew what was going to happen with the Browns or with Watson when this went down. Of course, we reported the disgusting move by the Browns to turn his base salary this year to just $1 million so that if he's suspended, he doesn't lose any of his money. So he just kicks down the road. He gets suspended for $1 million, because typically what happens is if you're suspended, you don't get paid. So he would just lose $1 million for his 1-year suspension, which is fucking disgusting behavior. That is gross. The league should step in for that, I think. But more than that, and this is from Pro Football Talk, it looks like more people are stepping out to sue him now. The real question is, are they going to use the same lawyer or not? His lawyers are going on the radio saying that just because massages have happy endings doesn't mean they were illegal, which is essentially admitting sexual contact. It kind of feels like they're admitting an aggressive amount of guilt. It's bad. It's really bad. So the commissioner has said that paid time off is a possibility. He could go on the commissioner's exempt list. It's kind of up in the air, but the idea that Deshaun Watson attempted to settle but wanted the accusers to sign an aggressive NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, means that they didn't. He wanted them to sign it. They wouldn't. They haven't settled, but now it looks like this thing's going to trial. Like it doesn't look as if he's going to pay them more money. They're not signing the NDA. The total number of meetings are 66 female masseuses, no male masseuses. None. And the Texans in this one parlor knew what was happening and funneling people in and out. And this is coming as the NFL's decision to suspend or not suspend Deshaun Watson is coming. It's entirely possible he never plays football again. And as people are kind of remembering this, and this is going to be a story for the summer. Remember, the Browns have a bunch of primetime games early in the season as a way to be like, oh, look, they're good, and we don't want to talk about Deshaun Watson anymore. So it's ugly. They don't want Deshaun Watson in primetime. Deshaun Watson, Ventus's article reveals that Deshaun Watson communicated regularly with prosecutors before the grand jury proceedings. And his attorney says he feels duped. Yes, bad. It's getting ugly out there for Deshaun, which it should. It's a fucking creep. The real question I have is, what the fuck happened at Clemson? College towns are way better at keeping that shit tight. And what do we think, that he just became a creep when he became a millionaire? He was more powerful at Clemson than he is in Houston. So maybe look into that. I don't know. It just feels like maybe something happened. Just a good journalist would ask those questions, I think. Let's go back to hockey just for a moment. This happened last night. I pulled this up on the screen. It's in focus because it's a screen sharing application. I'm not in focus because my camera is breaking. Listen, so there's a shot from the point. It does not go in. Then this happens.
Rebound out to Ruda. He wristed one wide. The horn went off, but that didn't go in.
Ugh, bad night from the horn guy. Bad night from the horn guy. Draymond Green has been a bully in the NBA Finals, playing old school basketball. Then all of these former players who were in the 80s or 90s, they all like to say this kind of stuff. They're like, you couldn't have played in my era. And Draymond Green addressed those guys, his brethren in the association.
One thing that baffles me about the 80s or the 90s or whatever you want to call when basketball was so much more physical is some of the guys that be talking weren't the guys that was punching people. You know, like they act like, you know, guys was just walking around the court like I'm hitting this guy in the nose. There were a few guys back then that would lay you out, that would knock you out, that would foul you and get thrown out the game. Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody running around acting like they were that. Y'all were getting bullied. Like, it's different, you know? Like comparing the physicality to the game and everybody acting like they were just the most physical and brutal enforcers.
I agree.
It's like everybody acting like they shoot the ball like Steph Curry today. You know, it's like then it was physical. Now it's shooting. Everybody can't shoot the ball. Imagine me in 20 years like, man, if you played in my day, you had to shoot. Like,
which is him poking fun at himself because he's not a shooter. He's not very good at it. He's actually kind of bad at it. He's got a good point. You had to be physical then. You got to be skilled now. These old people, like, you get off my lawn. That's not how the game is played. It's like, well, actually, it is how the game is played. I'm trying to make money and win a championship. And he's become kind of a bit of a bully. He's so good at getting under people's skins. And Game 3 tonight. The Boston Celtics return to the Garden. The Boston Celtics at Draymond Green's pretty tough. They're favored by 3.5 at the Garden. The game tips at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the year of our Lord. What? God, fuck off. 9 on a Wednesday. 9. I don't care. You're old. Yes, I am. I'm not going to make. I probably, honestly, there's a legitimate shot I don't watch a second of this game. It's totally possible. I can't do it. Like Thursday, I would definitely do it on Thursday. I watch Thursday Night Football, but I don't never watch the second half. Okay. 3.5-point favorites are the Boston Celtics. You can do parlays. Like FanDuel has Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to each score 5 points in the first quarter. Other lines from the day, I don't know. We'll get into baseball betting when we need to. The Live Saudi Golf League has its first tournament over the weekend. Is anyone going to watch? This is from reporter Chris Virani, I think is how you say his name. The new Live Golf International Series will distribute $255 million to professional golfers across 8 global events from June to October. But that's the only distribution happening so far, as the Saudi-backed venture does not have a television broadcast deal in the U.S. No one's watching it. It means the only way to see the events are on streaming platforms such as YouTube and Facebook, where Live Tour will show full coverage of the events with a professional broadcast crew. LiveGolf.com will also have a live stream. No one's putting it on television because they didn't have their shit together when they did it. If the goal is to get golf to be more popular in the Eastern Hemisphere, I think that's pretty clever, actually, because nobody really watches it in the Eastern Hemisphere compared to how many people watch it in the Western Hemisphere. It is big in portions of Europe, but there are not huge portions of countryside that are just uninhabited and unowned that are developed into golf courses in Europe, and it just doesn't have the same Mad Men era white picket fence vibe that it does in the U.S. So maybe getting the Euros, the Middle Easterners, the Asians into golf at a higher level from a fan base standpoint is a good idea. I don't know. Money is good, I'm told. I'll get you out of here on this. For those of you watching, that's Phil Mickelson. Looking like he just got out of jail. Oh, my God, that picture. What a crackhead look that is. Look at his eyes. Ooh. Like, rate, review, subscribe. I'll do my best to be back and better than ever tomorrow. I do have some travels coming up. Sorry about that. It is summertime. If I go on, I might not see you guys until Monday. We shall see. Appreciate it.